Students, we are going to make a literature circle book that you will use as we start our new book, Holes. Holes is going to be a great book to read. Even if you've read it in the past, I know you'll get something new out of it. This book we're creating is going to help us along the way to make sure that we capture those very important moments that are within the book that you will also be tested on throughout the quarter. So pay close attention as we construct our book today. So to start off, you will need one of each of the handouts that you will find on the counter. When you grab one of each, there should be 7 total. So grab 7 of the handouts from the counter. You are then going to cut around the edges of each one of the handouts. So pay close attention as you cut out, making sure you're cutting out along the lines for each one. Okay, do not cut out any of these spaces you see here. Leave those. Cut all the way along to the outside one. The one I want you to pay close attention to when you get to cutting are these boxes. Please make sure you cut on this outer line, making sure you leave this space here. So cut on this outer line. So be a second to cut all of them out. Now I've cut out all my pieces. My next step is to get 3 pieces of construction paper, which you'll find on the counter. It does not matter what color they are. Just grab 3 pieces and then you are going to staple them along the edges. So staple just one side and you're making a book, kind of like our Bud Not Buddy book, but we're going to add a lot more to it. So once this is stapled, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this handout first. This is the cover of my literature circle book. So I am going to glue this on the very front side. It doesn't matter which one you decide will be the front, but whichever one you glue it on, that has now become the front of your book. So you are going to glue it right in the middle, right on the front, just like this. Okay. Next, I want to find the one that says Discussion Director's Questions. It should look like this if you cut it out correctly. You're going to open up to the next page, the very first page. So I opened up to this first page here in my book, and I am going to take this handout here. I'm going to fold back along that solid line, leaving that gap of paper like this towards the back. So I'm going to fold it along all the way around. So what I'm creating becomes this little pocket. And so you're going to fold that along every edge here, making this into it look like this, but on the back side it's folded here. On the back side, you are going to take glue and glue all around these edges. Do not put glue in the middle or you'll glue it to your paper. You're just gluing it to where you're making a pocket that goes into your book. And you're going to glue this on the back side of your front page. So it goes right on the back side of where I started, and I'm going to put this in the middle, right in the middle on that back side there. So you might want to watch all these directions first before you start gluing. Okay, so I have, this is my first page, then I open it up. Here's the key if you've done it correctly. This is a pocket. I can put paper inside of here, okay, that I did not glue it directly to the back. That goes there. Now let's move to the next page, what goes on there, and that would be this one that says Passage Picker. Okay, so you are going to fold it along the lines just like a book. So this, if you'll notice, it does look like a book, and so you're going to pick out a passage when we get to there for this activity. So what you're going to do with this, once I fold it, the back side that has no writing on it gets all the glue. So you can go ahead and put just a drizzle, like a Pop-Tart drizzle, or what do they call those toaster strudel amount of glue on the back. Okay, so then I glue that down and then it should look like this. Okay, so notice how then I can open this up and I'm going to do some work in there. Okay, and so this is here. Now I'm going to get to my next page. Okay, so if you turn the page, you will find that you have the back side here. What we're going to do with that is now we're going to go to these words. Now, if you remember how we folded for the discussion director question 1, where I folded along these lines to where they folded back to make little pockets, that's exactly what you are going to do again. So you're going to fold, making sure that you don't overfold, but making sure that your creases are good so that they ensure that they stay put. Okay, so you're going to do that for every single one of these, but then fold it back. I suggest folding before gluing, and I will explain why, because these will not fit on your paper if you do not glue them correctly. So it's very important that fold first, glue second. That way you can line them up first before you already glue them down. So once you have folded, you'll notice on the top of each one as well, it says week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. We want to put those in order. It's going to take us 4 weeks to read our book, and so we want to put these all in order. And these are all going to be words that we find along the way as we read. So starting with week 1, please pay close attention before gluing. In order for them all to fit, you must put it all the way along the top, making sure it lines up right here in the top. Glue just like we did the discussion director, only put glue along the tabs, making a pocket, okay? You're making this into a pocket. You are not gluing it flat. So make sure there, look, there's no glue here, only glue on my tabs. And again, I'm gonna line it right up next to it and then push and secure it down. This one takes a little, these pockets take a little bit to dry. Now, find the one that says week 2. That's this one. And here's another tip. Again, just like the first one, I want to make sure there's minimal space. So this one's going to go right up next to it, right as top as it can get right here. So make sure there's little space. Don't glue them on top of each other, but little space so that I can still get in there, but that they will all fit. You continue to do that step throughout the next 4 words, okay? Once you've done that correctly, you should have all your pages, all your little folders, little envelopes here, and it should take up the whole page, and it should be able to close without seeing it on either side. Our last one we're going to do is this one that was called your character sketcher. So you'll notice that I have a face on the front and I have this one on the back. So this becomes my back page, okay? So what I'm going to do, oh, I apologize. This one is your back page. So what you're going to do with this one is glue this one down first, okay? So glue this one down, this guy right here, glue it flat on your very last page. Glue it flat, okay? And then you're going to take this one, now this is important, and you are going to actually cut along this line here. So cut along it, making it right in the middle here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my tabs. So if I look here, I am going to take this one and I'm going to match them up on both sides. So it's going to open like a little book. So I'm going to line this one up here and then the other one on the other side. So start making sure gluing, put some glue along those tabs that you see along the face there. And then just go ahead and glue these. These should open like a book when you're done. So again, I'm only putting glue along the outer tab. There. And so when I'm complete, then it should be able to flip open like this and it's glued along the edges. Great. That's your book. Did a great job. If you finish early, then go ahead and color the outside of this. We can write the word holes on this book because that's the book we will be reading, and add some color and flair along the way. We are going to be filling out each one of these throughout the next 4 weeks. So make sure your name's on it. Don't lose it.